Yep. What's good? You tuning in to Thoughts of Dizzy. Right now, I got a special co-host, King Bleak, with the Smart Brother shades on. What's going on with you, bruh?
Man, chilling. It's late.
Oh
It's
yeah.
late out here, man.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what I'm
It's late,
saying? From where
man.
you at? You on that West Coast time.
Oh yeah. I'm already knowing, man. You know how we gotta do, cuz we gonna get into some controversy, man. So
What you mean?
we gonna get into some controversy, man. So I know we've been talking about what we've been talking about, right? As far as in
Right?
like different conversations and things like that. But I think that this one I threw some other stuff in there, man, because I think it's gonna be funny to get like um real time reactions. You know what I'm saying? That's what the people be
Right.
wanting, man. They want them real time reactions. So I'm finna right now I'm in the process of sharing the link. I'm gonna share the link with people before we get started. Cause I know you gonna have a lot to say, and that's what I'm laughing at. That's what I'm smiling about right
Hey,
now. Cause
you already know I'm ready for it.
yeah, I'm already knowing. Let me see. Let's go here. But anyways, man, how you been feeling?
All right. All right, for sure.
Okay. Let me see. Oh, what's that? Hold on, cuz.
How can I get on to share the link?
From the YouTube page?
Yeah.
Well, did I send you the YouTube page? I didn't send it to you?
I'm subscribed to it.
Okay. Uh Let me see.
Never mind, I found it. I
Found it?
found it.
All
I
right,
got it.
cool.
I got it.
Okay. I need to send that there. Hey, you've been in popular demand
What you mean?
since the podcast episode we did on the Notion. They say, yeah, man, we got to hear more adventures of King Bleak.
Is that right?
Yes, sir. So let me see what we got here. Uh, let's see what we got. Send this to a few. Let me see who that is shit there that I'm always about. All right. You know what? I gotta set some stuff up. You know what I need to set up? I need to set up a Patreon and I need to set up a what's that called? A Twitch. Yeah, people be clowning on Twitch. So
Saying, saying what?
well they just streamline everything on their Twitch. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it go.
Right,
So
right.
let me see what we got here.
Anyhow, what you want to get into, man?
Oh, I'm finna. You know what? Hold on. Give me like 2 seconds, and I'm gonna let you go for it. Watch. Let me see. Let me see. I'm gonna let you go for it, man. Boom. So look, the first joint we got, first joint we got to talk about. So a lot of people are into getting advice, giving advice, relationships. I want to share. This one is specifically for you, and I think I love this one right here. Check this out, man. Check this out.
What's up, son? She ain't gonna work when she get older. She don't have to work, son. That's your job as a man. You have to provide, you have to protect, you have to pay for everything. When y'all go on dates, you have to pay the bills. So if she don't want to work, she don't have to work. She's a woman.
Mom, you must think I'm a sim. I'm not finna be with no girl that ain't gonna take care of me the way I take care of her. She supposed to cook, clean, and work. And if she don't do that, I'm gonna break up with her.
You gonna break up with her for what? You a man.
What if something happened to the house? What if something happened to our car? And we can't pay our bills no more?
Then you need to figure it out as a man. She don't have to do that. That's on you.
Mom, I'm not finna be with no woman that's not gonna have my back during hard times.
So it's obviously a skit, right? You can tell that, you can tell there's some lines, but the back and forth, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know I don't know what exact kind of message was supposed to come from that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm looking at it like, okay. But I do believe that I could see a trend where women are starting to, you know what I'm saying, make that a narrative. You know what I'm saying?
What you mean?
Like, I feel like there's two sides to it. I feel like the kid was supposed to be the person that's looking at it like that's simp behavior. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like the mom is echoing with a lot of things that are being said on social media. But I could see a lot of moms putting that kind of thought process into their sons, as if that's what they think the father would have said or done. Does that make sense?
Not really, because I mean, what do you mean by that? Like,
What
as
I
far
mean
as
is, what I mean is like, when you say somebody's supposed to be a provider, he asked a good question that wasn't answered, and that's why you could tell it's scripted. What happens? What happens if something goes down? What happens if the car goes down? What happens if this? You're supposed to provide. You're supposed to take care of everything, if you can. Otherwise, it's a team effort.
that's not the day and age that we live in now.
Okay.
That's not it. So, you know, right now there's a lot more independency, far as women are concerned. You know what I mean? So there's not a lot. I mean, it was kind of a weak skit, but there's you know that is the new chatter that I feel like people are starting to edge towards is
Okay.
uh a man having to take care of everything. But when you look at it, a man taking care of everything, 30, 40 years ago was not the same as a man taking care of things nowadays. Nowadays, I feel like, back then a man would take care of things and had complete control and ran his house. Nowadays, a woman will still want that, but you don't control your house. She
Right.
does.
Right.
So that's one of the things that I see that the only difference is.
Okay. Um. Okay, that makes sense. I guess I look at it like, how can I see this? I guess I look at it like, well, what causes that and what keeps that going, especially if it's not successful.
Would nothing keep it going?
No, the
I mean,
mindset and the behavior.
the mindset and the behavior is not going to go anywhere. It's just going to get worse over time.
So you don't think there's going to be nothing to rectify that?
No. That right there is a mild version of what we're seeing now. Social media has tendencies to change the way that people look at a lot of things.
Okay.
And monkey see, monkey do. That's just what it's gonna be.
Right.
But that there's no change in that at all.
Okay. Well, was there ever a time where it was truly different, or has it always just been a case by case scenario then, as far as your thought process on it?
Yeah, everything is case by case.
Okay.
Everything is situation by situation. Like I got homies out there that live by that. They see the struggle of how it is to try and do it by yourself this day and age. Economy is too jacked for somebody to make that happen.
Right.
So women, if you got a right true partner, they're gonna step in there and they're gonna do what's necessary to make sure that that happens. That they're gonna help out now.
Okay.
Some are not. That's just where we at.
All right. So what about this right here?
So I had a man today ask me if I was ready for a serious relationship. So to answer that, my aunt suggested this. To start to say, yeah, I'm serious. I'm serious for somebody to take care of my mortgage. I'm serious for someone to take me on vacation. I'm serious about meeting someone that wants to pay a car note and my insurance, that wants to pay my phone bill, my electricity, my internet, that wants to pay for me to get my hair, nails, and lashes done when I want to get them done. Seriously ready for somebody to put gas in my car every Sunday. I'm seriously ready for somebody that, wants to be a stepdaddy. Well, real daddy these days. I don't believe in step. I'm seriously ready for a man that doesn't want other men. Because that's a Houston thing. I'm seriously ready for a man who's about that life. So I think that as a man, before you ask someone, are you ready for a serious relationship, think about what serious actually means and define it. Because for me, serious means I'm ready for someone to come in and actually be that HNIC that I need for him to be.
Ain't no way.
It took me a minute to find the original one.
So there ain't no way. What she's talking about is not traditional. Even to even have those type of demands, for a man to do. That's not a serious. That's nothing serious. It's not a serious, relationship. Like how does a woman come into something like that and say, hey, I want X, Y, and Z. I mean, even down to the point where my gas tank gonna be filled up every Sunday. I mean, you start to get down low like that. I don't want a stepdad. I want a father for my children. Okay, well, damn it, where is the actual father for the children?
Hmm.
That you actually need one. You get what I'm saying? Where are they at?
Yeah.
Some of the demands in there, you start to see these type of things go viral. Where are these people at? And to have those type of demands and say for somebody that's looking for a serious relationship. These day and age, 2025, you're not going to find no man like that. None at all.
Right.
None. It's
I
not going to
think.
happen.
Well, you know what I think the problem is with a lot of these videos where things go left? I think where things go left a lot of times is the fact that you're not saying anything about character. There's a lot of people out here that can pay for things, but what type of for the woman's perspective, what type of father in a man are you marrying? Are you gonna deal with somebody that's never gonna do anything with the kids and feels like they've done their just due because they pay for everything? When you make it's almost like if you make everything about finances and what you pay for and what you don't have to do financially, you're not thinking about character. You're not thinking about like discipline, or you're not even thinking about if he even respects you. There's a lot of people out here that got money and that give money to people they don't respect because they feel they're better than them. You know what I'm saying? So it's that, and then it's the father thing kind of took me out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't believe in stepfathers. I'm believing so. Well, hold on. Like, I don't know if she was implying that she don't plan on breaking up, but it sounded like she already had a kid and she's looking for a replacement.
That father is not in that child's life.
Right.
For you to say something like that, the father is not in the life.
And then that's another thing, like signing up for that. That's not an easy task for somebody, to come in and try to play the father role of a child they don't know. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of moving parts, but it's the same. It's the same echo, man. It's echoing the same thing every video. And the crazy thing is I feel like if this was a successful mindset and behavior, so many of these videos wouldn't be getting made.
I don't think that.
Really?
especially when you catch it now, because especially when you catch like a now understand what the woman that looks what the woman that's saying that looks like. Typically, women like that can find some kind of sucker to take care of them and do that. That's got long money. But
Okay.
you're not gonna find somebody that look like Precious up there talking about these are the type of things that she needs. That's not gonna happen.
Right.
So that's where you get that from. That you you got something about you that's beautiful or gorgeous. Men are willing to cash out on that and do that all day long.
Okay.
So that's why you get that type of behavior and that type of commentary and what you're hearing out of that type of woman.
That's fair.
But I mean, to even here's even the crazier thing, for her to even be sitting up in the establishment that she's sitting up in, just randomly talking about that, there's some stuff going on mentally in her mind.
Yeah.
How are you going to sit up in an
Yeah.
establishment, look like you sitting up there on the border, having some salsa and chips, you know, talking a little crap, about what what you're ready for, and what you're ready for. Honestly, that don't exist.
What you mean it
That
don't
does not
exist?
exist. That don't exist. So for all of those, those requests that she's asking for, ain't no way. It just does not exist in today's society. You're not gonna find that. That's a lot. I don't think it's any day and age where you would even find something like that. Whether it was the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, you just don't find that type. Now you can get a majority of it. You can get uh 4 out of 7. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe if you're lucky, 5 out of 7, but 7 out of 7, no, you got to give. That's like getting a perfect man. You're not gonna get that.
Okay.
Nobody's perfect. There's no way you're gonna get that. It's not gonna happen.
I still believe that there's so much more that should be added to that, and I don't think it's ever wise to lead with a laundry list of things that just basically sound like one person is going to be living an amazing life and the other person is just going to be working their ass off. And you know what I'm saying? It's just within itself doesn't sound realistic.
It
Um,
should never be. It should never be 50-50. It should be 100-100.
yeah, I
And
agree.
that is where, in that particular situation, you got somebody just saying 100%.
Right,
Period.
right,
It's coming from the man.
right.
A man's gonna be like, why am I? There's some of the things that people are asking for nowadays in life is just it's not realistic.
Right.
It's not realistic. A lot of people come with a lot of things. A lot of people come with a lot of baggage. A lot of people come with a lot of different things.
Right.
And thinking that you're gonna get somebody that's just gonna total bill like that, especially as we get older in life. There
Yeah.
ain't no damn way. You got to work together
Yeah.
to make that happen, to bring something like that to the table.
Yeah.
It's just not gonna happen.
I also think that like when you're doing stuff like that, you're not even it's to the point now where the dating phase is completely diminishing. It's more about an interview. Sounds like an interview.
I can,
You know what I'm saying?
I can see that. I can see that. But what do you mean by that?
Well, what I mean is it's like the first date was always the interview, man. It just didn't feel like it. You take somebody somewhere, you talk, you get to know each other, you laugh and discuss things over food and drinks. But now it seems like niggas is just pulling up with clipboards. You know what I'm saying? And pens and just like, how much money you make? All right, check. How you feel about step parent? Check. Do you consider yourself a provider? Check. Like, you see what I'm saying? It just
I think maybe because we got an age gap. I think maybe in
I'm not saying it's gonna
a
go
younger
like
setting,
that.
yeah, and maybe in a younger setting, they're kind of looking at something like that.
Right.
Like I say, because of social media. But being the age that I am,
Right.
where I'm at, nobody's talking like that. Nobody's coming to the table like that. I think they have more realistic goals as we get closer, to my age, being 50.
This
You
is
get what
what
I'm
I've been
saying?
wanting to ask. This is what I want to ask because see, I'm Gen X, you're Gen X, I'm a millennial, right? What I've
Right?
been wanting to ask, what are the women saying that are in your age bracket? I'm not gonna even say that everybody in my age bracket is talking like that. She doesn't look too young. She doesn't look super young to me. She don't look old, but she don't look super young either. So I'm just trying to figure out what are the women saying? The women that are in their 40 plus. Let's just say 40 plus, right? What are the women saying? What are the issues that you've heard women say? People you've worked around, or even family, or whatever the case is.
The
What
same,
are they saying
the
that the
same
issue
thing,
is?
all of them. The same thing.
We have a sector of women that says, "Hey, I want all of these things, all of these boxes checked and gas pumped on Sunday," and then we got a whole group of women saying, "Y'all not shit anyway."
Women, and I can't just say this only for women. You know me, I like to speak on both sides. Men and women both say that they want certain things in life,
Right.
but I really don't think that they know what they typically want until they get it. Because what you may be asking for may come with a whole bunch of other problems that you wouldn't anticipate.
Okay.
And I really believe that. Like, there's women that all the time be like, well, this is what I would want in a man, this is what I would like in a man, and X, Y, and Z, but you may figure out that's really not what you really want in life when you get that. I think it sounds great, the white picket fence and the long dress and the long everything when you walking down the aisle or something, but I think that a lot of people what they're asking for, even men, I want this type of chick, and I want this chick that don't do this, and I want this chick that don't do that, and all this stuff, but that ends up being exactly what you want. I think a lot of people that say what they don't want is typically the person that they end up with, because it's what they're used to, it's what they're comfortable with.
I believe that. I 100% believe that. And I feel like sometimes the people that say the things they don't want are actually those things themselves.
Yeah,
Yeah. I've
that is
yeah.
that's the nail of it. You can see it in a person's
Yeah.
behavior over time.
Yeah.
You can definitely see it in a person's behavior over time. That a lot of things that they may say is damn sure not what they really mean.
Yeah.
You
For
you
sure.
they're the exact of what they're asking for.
Right. We got a
That's
comment.
for damn sure because it's all that they know.
We got a comment in the chat.
So I get that.
Comment in the chat says, "I beg to differ. I think that is why we should date more people who fit what we want and expect out of life." So I'm. So what do you mean by beg to differ? That's my question. What point were you speaking to?
Read that again.
The somebody in the chat said, "I beg to differ. I think that is why we should date more people who fit what we want and expect out of life."
You're just not gonna get that.
Well,
I mean, the key words of dating what you fit what we want and expect. But that expectation is not what you get. If that was the case, there'd be a lot more successful relationships than not.
yeah,
I mean, what it is there's sacrifices that you're gonna have to make, and a lot of people just ain't ready to make them.
that's true
They're
too.
just not.
Yeah, that's true too.
People aren't ready to make sacrifices. People are just not ready to make those sacrifices in life.
I agree with that. And to kind of give an example of what I see with something like that is like when you say sacrifices. So it's funny when you do come across like couples, no matter the age, but I'll say successful couples, right? They're doing well and things of that nature. A lot of them have humble beginnings. It like from the word go, it wasn't just a smooth road. They had broke times and overdraft fees and was down to one car or had to stay in one little spot to get it together. And it seems like a lot of people, when they talk about relationships, they start in a position of like, well, I need all of these things to happen before we can happen. And like you said, that's not realistic. That's why I agree with you when you say you're not just going to go find that. Most people don't find that. Most people build that. Right?
I think right, here's the thing. Like I said again, that's age gap difference.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people my age aren't really talking like that.
Right.
They don't talk about the expectations, what they want. When you start becoming an OG like me, people are looking for things, basic things like just regular communication, just regular things like that. They're not even looking, for what you have or what kind of job you work in or you know, what kind of money you make or anything like that. They're not really looking at that.
Okay.
People my age are looking for just standard communication, and we'll build from there. Because you don't really know a person until you know a person, till you've been there, till you've been down that road, and that can take years.
Oh, for
And
sure.
some things can come quick enough where you feel like, hell, I'm not dealing with that. And then you
Right.
got some that's like you're gonna give it a little bit more time. And the only thing I would say with it is just take your time and maybe go through them all seasons. I wasn't a firm believer of going through every season with a person to know them, but you definitely should.
Yeah.
But men know what they want. Women know what they want.
Yeah.
People know what they want out the gate.
Right.
Women know if they're gonna give something to you. They know if they're gonna give something to you, and then they also and men know what they want. Men know exactly. We can look at a chick, we can know a chick, we can talk to a chicken for a minute and say, man, that's something I can rock with.
Yeah. 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 For sure.
Right away
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And a woman is looking at you the same way, saying, hey, I know if I'm finna give you this crumble cookie or not. This the same thing. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? We
Right.
both know now it's not what you're gonna do with it.
Yeah.
What are you
True.
gonna do with it? How do we make that work? How do we bring that in together? You
Right.
get what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the difference.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that. I agree with that. I can rock with that. So let me see. I got now. What you think about this?
A lot of heterosexual men don't like women for real. They don't. They like women sexually, but they don't like women. They're not attracted to what a woman is outside of her sexual organs. So then when we get into why a lot of men womanize, or why it's just they're minimizing a woman based off of who she slept with or who she potentially can sleep for, it because it's like you haven't gained the appreciation of the wholeness of a woman yet, and what that wholeness of a woman can bring to your life. A lot of times we'll talk about strength and we'll say men are stronger than women, but that's because we value physical strength. We're not talking about emotional strength, spiritual strength. Yeah. We're not talking about the type of strength that can run a household. And we're not putting that same type of weight. And what I would encourage, and this was the shift that I had to do, is I had to start liking the wholeness of a woman outside of sex. And then when you do that, now you appreciate the things a complete woman can bring to your life. When we talk about the Bible talks about finding a capable wife, right? That capable wife, that person that if you was to stumble, can pick up the ball and start running. And there's a lot of men that have just a wife because they was only concerned about what she can do in the bed. Yeah. And so what I'm just encouraging men to do is just like, and it's for our own benefit, because a lot of us, especially men with some type of means, we end up finding a dependent, not a partner. Yeah, she can fuck us good, but if you was able to stumble, bro, what the fuck is gonna happen with your family? And so I just encourage men to be, I'm not gonna say more because that's unrealistic to a lot of men, but as attracted to what she brings as a feminine energy to your life outside of just what you're doing in between.
Check this out. So to that point,
Okay.
So let me comment on that. One of the coldest things I've ever heard, and I would love to know what people think about this. Like straight up, would love to know what people think.
Say something in the chat, y'all.
Somebody said, and I don't want this to irk nerves because women gonna fire back quickly. A man said, "What would a man want with the woman if she wasn't good with sex? Would a man really be with a woman if sex was off the table?" And that's kind of what he just said. I heard this 10, 15 years ago.
Was this a
And it
comedian?
made me really think like, huh?
Was this a comedian?
No, this was just a regular show. And somebody actually asked that question.
Okay.
If it really wasn't for that, would a man really be with the woman? Now, here's the thing. When you look at the other way, I think the woman would be with a man.
Uh-huh.
I could be wrong. Not a woman. But what I'm saying is, think about that comment alone and what he just said. That's something that's been being said for a long time. I think it's crazy. I think
So
it's crazy that people look at it like that, but
so I've
that
seen the
may be the case.
I've seen the question performed before, and it was hilarious, but it was very interesting. Patrice O'Neal asked that question to an audience, and he said, "Well, what would you women do? Like, say, you know, something drastically happened. You got in a bad coochie accident, right? You couldn't use it no more. What would you do, right?" And so, and so the women, so he was asking the women in real time in the crowd. Was like, "What would you do?" One lady was like, "You know, I giving up ass, right?" And he was like, okay. So what would you do? What would you do? Somebody said oral, all of these different things that still reverted to sex. He said, so what all of y'all just proved is all of y'all are hoes. And I started laughing. And he said, because listen, none of you guys said learn how to play Xbox or shoot pool or watch sports or whatever the case it was. And so it made me think, you know what I'm saying, more like, okay, that's a clever way of putting it. But I don't think 100% we just look at women as sex and that's the only thing. Like, we don't like women past sex. I like my head rubbed, man. I like somebody laying on me. I like perspective on certain things I'm dealing with that I feel like I could trust her with versus other people. You know what I'm saying? You know, so hey, some dudes play like they hard, don't want to cry, but they'll cry in front of their woman because they feel safe and comfortable. You understand what I'm saying?
Man.
Hey, there's some dudes that marry women that kind of operate similar to a homie.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, you damn right. I wouldn't mind that. I don't mind that being, you know, if you're emotional, you shouldn't hold that stuff in. You
Right.
know, you cry and do whatever it is you have to do.
Right.
But I mean, that's all in the partner that you have.
Right. For sure.
That's just all in the partner you have. If your partner don't make you feel comfortable like that, like you can, or they gonna call you Calvin Salt or something, then you're not gonna do that in front of them.
Yeah.
I think a lot of women expect men to be masculine and just Superman and can take everything. Really, we go through things and vulnerabilities and emotions just like they did. And I think a lot of women don't see that. You know, I
Yeah.
know particular people that's just like, you know, toughen up, straighten up, get right. And I like that
Yeah.
because at some point you do need that
Yeah, you
stick
do
in the
have you do
ass
need that
to
push.
get you
Right.
back to put you back on course.
Right.
You know, but there are some soft women that's just they not gonna see that. And there's a lot of women that don't have the education to even be able to push you to that level.
That's true too.
Another thing.
Yeah. That's true.
Another thing. You just don't have someone that can do that.
Well,
And
I feel like those are I feel like certain type of women that are like that, they were raised to that certain degree to be that way, and maybe they had a father in their life or whatever that kind of showed them that love, but also showed them that, you know, that toughness. So yeah, it's kind of a hybrid where they can do both. You see what I'm saying? And for me,
the women I know, they just got it out the mud.
yeah,
Like that. They built it. There wasn't no fathers around to push them like that. It's just the life experiences that made them strong like that.
Okay, so you're talking about the group that's only the strongest will survive group when you say those type of women. Then
Most
I mean,
women are like that.
yeah.
Most women are like that. Only the strong will survive.
Do you think
I ain't ran into too many weak ass women.
do you think that there's a difference with women that do move like that? Do you think there's a difference? Do you think sometimes that gets confused with independent strength?
What do you mean?
Well, some people think independence is doing everything on your own. And in that being like, all right, I have to take care of this, which is standard. That's standard what you do as a person, as an adult, right? And then there's other people that go through things and they have to figure it out no matter how tough it is, get it through the mud no matter how tough it is, which a lot of people aren't built to do that because they're more interdependent. You see what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
Well, for example, the content that we went through, I want to say like I feel like the last live I did, you were in the chat, and it was the woman talking about dudes needed to pay for her time. I pay for my own nails. I do this. I do that. I own my own house. Well, that's standard. That's what you do. That if that's independent, then even people that are in a relationship or married do those things. But somebody that I feel like is more with strength, it wasn't an easy road. It wasn't I just had to do this, I had to do that. It was life or death if they did it. And so when you said women get it out, a lot of women that got it out the mud, that don't sound like it was an easy road. It sounds like they've been through some shit. You know what I'm saying? And they kept pushing. When a lot of people, when they go through things, they crap.
Obvious.
Yeah.
That's just the obvious.
Yeah. But some people think that they're strong. Some people think that they're strong and independent because they're doing what you're supposed to do. That's all I'm saying. Men and women.
I don't necessarily
men and women. Men and women. I can't put that on just women.
I don't necessarily know about that though.
What you mean?
Like I don't necessarily know that it's an expectation, of people. I think some people force situations depending on the relationship that they're in.
Yeah, I can see what you mean with that. Yeah, because they want to be in the relationship, so they force. Is that what you mean, like that?
No, just as day to day goes on, as you get to know a person, as you go through certain things, there are expectations.
Well,
and I'm gonna tell you something right now. A lot of women may be burnt about it, but women don't forget shit when it comes to expectations.
Of course.
They may forget some other stuff, but they not forget the important stuff that they go forget.
Yeah, no, they don't forget shit. Hey, they got selective. They got selective memory for sure. You be like, hey, man, you don't remember when you said this to me or you did that? I don't know what you're talking about. I think you got two scenarios confused. But some shit you fucked up on. Some shit you fucked up on. Oh yeah, man, they got all the details, man. They got the Law and Order music playing in the background as they break down that case to you. Hell yeah, they don't forget. Nah.
With the chalkboard with the stick.
Let me tell you something. I don't think it's a woman that'll disagree with you about women not forgetting shit.
There ain't. They live by that.
Yeah, man. Say bread and butter.
They live by that.
Yeah, say bread and butter, man. Let me keep moving, bro. This dude right here, man, he caught my attention because he was animated. He made me want to go watch the whole episode of this, and I'm almost done. But I wanted to know your perspective. I guess this is some man talk right here. Check this out.
Go ahead.
What you say and what you do don't add up. You ain't a man, bro.
You not a man no more?
Bro.
Off the rip?
Oh, rip, bro. The second you say, we gotta go back to that. This is old school shit. You got a woman in your life and you say, yo, babe, I got this. This is getting done. We talking about black men now. We talking about, I'm gonna pull this because this is important for fucking men. Black men to understand. Stop saying shit you ain't gonna do.
Yeah.
You heard? Stop making excuses. You tell this woman the first time is the only time.
I agree.
Huh? Yo, babe, this is what I'm gonna do. That's it. 10 years from now, you still doing what you said. You only say what you're gonna do one time. Ain't no excuses. Ain't no justifications. Ain't no, hey, baby, keep your fucking word. Why you saying you gonna do it then if you ain't gonna do it? Your babies ain't gonna eat tonight because you too much of a pussy? Huh? Your babies ain't gonna eat tonight because you too much of a coward? Your woman can't be protected. She can't trust that you gonna say what you mean and mean what you say. You fucking liar. You can't. What are you talking about, bro? Why is we sitting there?
Hold on, there's a part 2 to it.
Trying to act, this shit is easy. Be a fucking man.
Right.
Have honor. Stop being a fucking liar. Don't act like you fear God, but you really fear man. Don't act like you.
Yeah, I'm gonna just stop it because I'm not gonna sign off on this interview. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not gonna sign off on that because the energy of the whole entire conversation, a lot of what you're saying is very valid, but I can't say that I agree with the.
You don't have to.
So, I think the thing that spoke to me a little bit with that exchange is when he was doing the breakdown. A lot of us men don't have those heart-to-heart male standard conversations. We know we can get standards and requirements and all that stuff from women all day on the internet. But you don't have a whole lot of men saying, well, this is what defines you as a man. This is what you should be doing. This is what you shouldn't be doing. And I mean, he was generalizing. He didn't really give any specific context in those clips. But what's your thoughts on that? What's your thought? I mean, I thought he was getting ready to drop a verse. He was going in. What do you think
I
about that?
I don't. I mean, I don't. That type of talk right there is not like it's not relevant talk. It's not talk that even needs to be discussed. There's a lot more things that you should be dealing with and crossing in front of before even that type of conversation is happening in a relationship. I mean,
Right.
if we're talking about something that should be talked about once you know somebody for a while, and been in them, or something that's out the gate,
Right.
out the gate running. You know what I mean?
Right.
All that type of stuff, makes a difference.
Agreed. The way I see it is I do understand that, there was a point in time where word is bond, right? And you say, hey, if I'm gonna do this, if I'm gonna handle this business or whatever, that's what you're supposed to do. But I think when you get so excited about, I don't know, being on mic or being on camera, and you just start going all over the place, you're getting so hyped up on the statement, but you're not really giving any context to it because um, another point that he made towards the end of the clip was, don't say you're a man, but you fear man, and you don't fear God, or you fear God, whatever the thing was. But I liked the fact that there was some dialogue. It just seemed like a lot of points were being missed because of they seen things differently through a different lens. And I wonder about that because oftentimes when conversations are being had about men, it depends on what man is talking on, what defines a man. And I don't think it was always like that. I feel like there was a uniform way of what you were raised off of, what I was raised off of what being a man is. And now we're having conversations, where we're splitting hairs or we're moving the goalposts, right? Now, for example, he's saying, hey, if you're not keeping your word, you say you're going to do something, you're not a man. Well, when we were growing up, you didn't cry, right? You ain't running from fights. You're not bitching up on things. You work hard. You do the best you can. You don't complain. Now those things have shifted depending on who you're talking to. Well, if you tell a woman this and you don't do it, you ain't a man. Or if you don't pay for this and she has to pay for that, you ain't a man. So it's like we're not having those conversations as men enough to really say, hey, look, this is the standard example on what a man is or what a man should be doing. You see what I'm saying? So that's why that's one of the main reasons why I asked you that question, because it seems like there's so many definitions of what a man is supposed to be when it didn't seem that way years ago. It seemed like there was a standard, and then anything that exceeded that, kudos to you. But now this is a man or that is a man, and you have different groups. Women are saying this is a man. Hood chicks think a man is this. You know what I mean? It's all that it's all this different confusion on what a man is. So what's a man?
There was one thing that you also didn't bring up about what the lady said. And one of the things that she was talking about was, the down low brothers as well.
Right.
That's been a thing, and it's a thing that I've heard about from a lot of women. That, you have that to worry about. It's already a shortage of niggas already.
Right.
And then you add that to the case to where a woman may have what she thinks is the perfect husband, and he on the down low. That was another point that was brought up. A lot
That's
of women
crazy.
bring that up, which means there's a bigger problem. Because here's the thing: just be one way with it. There's women that'll go both ways.
Yeah.
And men go googly over it. But when men do that, it's a problem. And
Right.
goddamn it should be. So, man, to be a man. If you're not gonna be a goddamn man, don't claim us.
Yeah, don't be dabbling.
Us.
Yeah, man, don't be don't be dabbling, man.
Do what you gotta do. You know what I mean? So don't do that.
Right.
So that was another point. But moving on, because I know there was some other stuff we wanted to dive into.
Yeah, dude. Well, what I was gonna ask before we move on, with us having an age gap, right? I just, from what you see out here today, whether it's social media, whether you're out there in, doing some of the jobs you're working on with filming and just the things that you're into, I know you see conversations. I know you've probably have indulged in conversations. But since it's two men having a conversation on the panel, I want to know, based off what he said, what is your definition of what a man should be in 2025? Despite the climate we're in, despite any of that stuff, based off of what you know, and even if you don't have to give examples, but even if you've seen examples like, yup, that's a grown ass man handling his business. What is the true definition? Because it seems like it's being modified and remixed every week.
What should it be, or what is the actual reality?
What it should be and what reality is. And if it's the same, that's cool too.
A man should be a protector, security, a protector, and making a woman feel secure is one of the biggest. That is one of the most biggest complaints that you're going to hear from a woman is, I don't feel secure. I don't feel protected.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that is one of the biggest things I see.
When they say secure
Right.
protected, like we ain't got to worry about getting kicked out because the rent is paid, or
Yes, feeling protected.
Okay.
Feeling protected. So, you know, stuff like that, and feeling secure, and just, you know, that whole thing. Now, the reality of it is more women are taking care of men than men
Really?
are taking care of women.
Really?
That's the age we're living in. Yes, that is damn sure the age that we're living in now.
Wow. Now, when you say that in this day and age, with some of the stories you may have came across with women taking care of men, what does that sound like? What are these men out here doing while these women are taking care of them?
Oh, playing Xbox, smoking weed, driving their cars around to the next bitch house.
Jody? A whole bunch of Jodies?
Yeah, it's a whole bunch of Jodies out here for baby boy. Yeah.
Now, when you say that, now are these younger men? We have an age gap. Are these men in their 30s? Are these men in their 40s? Are these young men in their 20s still figuring life out? Or is it a mix?
It's men from 20 to 60, 20 to 70.
60 on the X.
Bro, there ain't no age gap in that.
That's crazy.
Woman's gonna allow a man to be lazy and not do anything. That's just what it's gonna be.
That's
You know
wild.
what I'm saying?
That's
I
wild.
mean, yeah. I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, you got the stories that you hear
Right.
are just crazy, and
Yeah,
women
that's wild.
deal with it.
Have you ever asked
I don't-
why?
and I
Have you ever asked why women deal with dudes like that? Dudes that they got to take care of like they're a child. Have you ever asked women that you've known to do that, or why they have a habit of doing that? Why do they continue to do that?
Because niggas are hard to come by.
What?
Bro, niggas are hard to come by. Women realize that it ain't shit out there.
Well, it don't sound like it's
So
shit
they
in
try to
there.
control that situation. Here's the thing: a woman rather have, and somebody can hit me in the chat and tell me different. Women rather have a dude at the house where she know where he at all day than to be out the streets playing on top.
Wow. That's
And
crazy.
Women rather take that, but women rather take that.
You know what? You know why? It's
Women may not mind having a dude. Women may not mind having a dude that, you know, got a plug and selling a few little bags of weed to bring in his little part of the rent while she out there working her medical job or whatever her job is, or, you know, whatever she does. She may not mind that. She may be like, at least I know where he's at. And that'd be good for them.
and using her car.
And using her car. Well, some dudes got their own whips, but yeah, I mean, we ain't gonna take it all the way back, baby boy. But yes, that is the case.
So he's supposed to be looking for a job, but he had Do Dirty House playing Madden.
Yes, Yeah, new dirties. He's not. He's not. This is what the new age man is. And it's embarrassing that this is what we call men nowadays. But this is us. This is us.
This is crazy, dude. You know, okay, so do you know why when I've heard stories, because I know it's true, but when I've heard stories, right, from women saying that that's what their current situation is or that's what it's been, it's always tripped me out because I don't know how to be that. I don't know how to be somebody that's not going to work, doing mine, contributing what I should be contributing, or you know what I'm saying? So to me, it's almost unrealistic, but I know it's real, and I know it's more common than not. But to me, it's always tripped me out because I've never been in that predicament. I've never been in a scenario where I had some woman taking care of me. I'm not doing nothing. I'm just laying around playing video games. So like the fact that and then when you say all age ranges, that means some of the guys that are older doing it, that's what they've been doing the whole time. So yes.
Really. I think that some people here's the thing. There's a million scenarios. A dude that might have got injured, got a little settlement check. He was out of work for a year and a half. Now he got a little bit of money to floating. You got those type of dudes that's just contributing a little bit. You got dudes that, they may be at home just straight babysitting. You gotta remember, dudes done turned into housewives.
That's crazy.
You gotta remember that too. There's a lot of dudes where women see. Here's the thing that a lot of men don't give women credit for. Women have a ball. Women are now.
No, yeah, I mean that's true. That's true.
Women are doing a lot of different things that they were back in the 60s and 70s.
Right.
Women are now able to hold their own and make their own money.
Okay.
That's just what it is. And a lot of these hard-working women that are going out and getting their degrees and doing a lot of things. I know there's women out there. I know one particular girl. She's just out degree after degree after degree. Just got that work ethic to go out there and just get those degrees, right? And real young too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you get that, and now you surpass what the man that you're with is doing. Hey, yeah, you stay home and watch him. You stay home and watch her. You stay home and clean the house. You stay home and do this. I'll go out and make this happen. Make sure the trash is taken out. Make sure the food is out and stuff like that. You got some women that are taking a step further to where they're doing every single thing. They're going out and working, and they're going out and they're coming home and cooking. I do not think that's fair. Under no circumstance that should be the case. Even if that dude was out working all day and she was out working all day, y'all should be coming into the middle and fill out who's gonna fix that meat for the night.
Can you still be a man at home? Based off what you said, can you still, if that woman insists that she goes out and brings home the bacon, can that man still be a man at home?
In her eyes, if he's a man at home, then he's a man at home. If you're asking me, fuck no. I'm just being real.
Right.
If she see him as a man, that's her business. Me, fuck no.
Yeah, that's real.
You'd have your ass out there grinding.
Right.
At any circumstance, you need to be helping her out. How do you have your queen out there working like that?
That's true.
Hustling and grinding.
Yeah, that's true.
Y'all should be trying to build something together.
That's true. So, can I give you my theory on? I just wanted to add to what you were saying about a man, right? Like we're supposed to get out there, women are supposed to feel protected. I think there's something that's important, especially for the people that's watching on live and their women to understand. I think part of being a man is trying your best to fulfill the desires you have with your for your family, right? Me personally, I would love to make enough money for my wife to not work, right? Just deal with the kids, but still give a hand with the kids because that's a job too. You know what I'm saying? But I think what happens
that's a tough one.
I think what happens is when a lot of dudes hear the expectations, it's pushback because it sounds like they're not fulfilling it. You know, I'm not doing that right now. So what you trying to say? I'm not a man. But I think the biggest part of being a man is working towards that and getting with the most of it of that you can while working towards it. It's not always about 100% fulfilling it the way that somebody thinks you should, right? Like but I do believe that I'd want that. You know what I'm saying? I would want to be able to generate multiple streams of income or whatever to be able to do that. And when I say help out with the kids, standard shit, man. If you're out there working 14 hours a day and you come home, you still got kids. They still know you're your dad. You still got to give some kind of time, quality time, acknowledgement or whatever. I'm not saying you work 14 hours a day and you come in and you vacuum in and shit and you seasoning steaks and stuff like. I mean, no, it's just physically that's crazy and demanding. But I think most men that do care about their woman want to give them the best they can and give them everything that they believe they deserve. But I think that gets lost in translation when people are talking like, you need to have this, you need to have that, or what you gonna do, what you gonna bring to the table, because they're not even there yet. They don't have those feelings to motivate them to want to give that type of experience to the person they care about.
Women are naturally nurturers. Women naturally take care of everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's just in their DNA.
Mm-hmm.
That's always going to be in a woman's DNA. But I'm going to tell you one thing. Women ain't going to deal with no bullshit nowadays either.
No, they're not. They're not dealing with it.
They're not
dealing with it.
Yeah, women are not going to deal with that. So women are also real strong black ones. The real strong black ones. They're just not going to deal with that type of shit.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They are going to look at it as, whatever their expectations is, a lot of women are going to stand on top of that.
Right.
They're going to stand on that. Women aren't going to take the BS that comes with it. They may take care of everything. They may be nurturers. They may do all that. But they do draw the line in the sand.
Oh, for sure.
What they're not going to deal with. So you can't just necessarily just put it there.
No, that's real.
You can't.
That's real. I could agree with that.
But all at the same time, it starts at the beginning of what you want to build, and people aren't really taking that time out to figure out what needs to be built to have a successful relationship. People don't take that time out no more. It's just jump straight to the finish line.
Not going to.
You just jump straight to the finish line in day one. What do you have in day two and the rest of the life?
Well, let me ask you this real quick. Should good men, hardworking men, real men be defined by their income?
No.
Okay.
They should be defined by their heart and how they honor their queen.
Agreed.
Because money can go away. You don't have no control of that. But you damn sure got control of how you treat a woman.
True.
You got control of that. But it's got to be reciprocated too.
Right.
You're not going to treat a woman good that's just giving you hell all day either.
Oh, yeah.
That's tough to do.
Yeah. That's tough to deal with, yeah.
But you got to be doing what you do too.
Yeah, you got to do your part.
And you already know where I'm at with it. I'm always going to be the first to raise my hand and say I'm guilty of shit.
Mm-hmm.
As a man, I don't always do what I'm supposed to do for my woman. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
There's time, even when I was married and to date, whatever the case, I'm guilty of that. But I'm a work in progress.
Right.
Probably some people on here laughing at me right now, some of the fans, but this is beside the point. We'll slap the shit out of them later. But right now, what I'm saying is I'm always the one that say, yeah, I ain't doing what I'm supposed to.
Right.
I didn't communicate that right. I didn't do that right. I was playing on your top. That's the thing. I've been playing, whatever the case.
Right.
Clock that. Whatever.
Right.
But I try and be a better version of me every day, even though it may take some time.
That's real. That's real.
Yeah, I mean, even at my age, I still got a lot of learning and growing to do.
We always will.
You know,
Yeah, we always will. I could definitely stamp that as well. We always will. Somebody that's not learning probably is behind. If you're not always learning something. But before we get out of here, bro, I got one more for you, man. I think some people might like it. I think some people might not like it. One more for you. Check this out. Let me know what you think about this.
Black women are the dumbest group in America. They're literally trained crash outs. All of their ideology is backwards, and everything that they believe in is dysfunctional. These are the defenders of the dysfunction and the chaos. They encourage it. And you know that because look at Texie Red. They allow her to sell booty hole brown and gonorrhea lip glosses. Disgusting. And then they get all these degrees to still come out broke, alone, and in debt. Not to mention they let the government convince them to destroy their children and to go against the very men that are put here to protect them. And this is why they fall for every scam that the government push. Feminism, abortion, birth control. They even fell for the scam that they're the smartest group in America. You are not the most educated. You are the most indoctrinated. Congratulations. And you talk so much about your degrees, and black men still make more money than you and raise better children than you. Amazing. And you know what? The solution is just very simple. Bow out and let black men lead. Simple.
So, my question
first off, she ignorant.
Yeah, my thing is, how do we decipher well, I'm not going to say we. I know how I do it. But to me, it sounded like pandering to black men. It sounded like saying things that a lot of men that are not doing what they're supposed to do want to hear. But go for it, bro.
First off, men, okay, like I said, let me reiterate that again. She's retarded. Okay? Men it shouldn't be about, I hate when people say being submissive.
Why?
You should be, no, women shouldn't be submissive to a man. You should be submissive to one another. Because a man's not always going to get it right. I'm going to tell you right now, women, people don't give women enough credit for what they bring to the table. Women have evolved from the 50s and 60s, and they probably even knew then, they just knew to keep their mouths shut back in that era. But nowadays, women are really the driving force behind most successful men. That is how I see it. That's how I believe it. If you ain't got a strong sister riding by your side, or a strong, whatever, Caucasian, Hispanic, whatever, a man is going to struggle to get that right. Because men are cocky. Women will straight hold the gun and they will focus. And women will get it right. A woman will slap the shit out of you and say, stop. Let's figure this shit out. I know it. I've been there. And they will say, hold up. I've been in a lot of situations where I'm like, just fuck it. Just fuck it. It's done. And I have to get the shit slapped out of me and say, no, it's not. This is how we're going to figure this out.
Right.
Might be a struggle, but this is how we're going to figure it out. Because men, we're used to just sweeping shit under the rug and trying to move on. We're used to just trying not to look back and see what the problem was, and we move on. So for her to say women just need to be submissive to a man, that ship is going down like the Titanic. That's how I feel about that.
I don't disagree with the word submissive. I don't like how it's overused. I think submissive started being used because of how many conversations will be had about relationships where a man felt like his woman was too combative when he's trying to make decisions or lead. And so what has happened now is that the wrong type of men have hijacked the word. And the reason why...
They hijacked the word, but the word is in the Bible, so that is what it's supposed to be.
Okay.
So That is what it's supposed to be. But you are right. There are a lot of men that try and use it as a defense mechanism against women.
Right. And that's what I was getting at, because when I would listen to certain people's content and they would talk about submissive, it was in conjunction with a lot of other things. That wasn't the highlight, right? It was like, this, and just like when you hear the provider conversation, a lot of women have hijacked the word provider to where now certain women, like the one we just seen, says she wants her gas tank filled every Sunday. That's not necessarily, you know what I mean? People hijack words. Here's even another example I'll give you, and then I'll stop my tangent. Kind of like the word woke. You know what I'm saying? Woke used to mean like, you know what I'm saying? Woke.
I just heard the word woke today.
Woke used to be something for black people to stay aware and in the awakening of understanding, who you are, recognizing yourself and getting out of social constructs and all these different thoughts. And it was a real pro-black thing. Now woke is everything. Everything that you disagree with is woke. You know what I'm saying? That's not.
It's not necessarily that.
Yeah. It's everything you disagree with is woke, man.
If a woman thinks you playing any kind of games with her, she is woke.
Yeah.
She is woke. They don't.
It's nasty work, man.
But I just heard that today. Women are all they sniff anything out. They woke.
Yep.
Playing on their top.
They woke. You playing on my top.
No
you woke, and you're a narcissist.
Yes. We cannot leave out that.
You're a narcissist. Yeah. Well, go ahead.
Yeah. Now, woke is crazy work. Honestly, man, because I understand what they mean by woke, but I never knew they really look at being woke as, I can see shit now. What does woke really mean?
I told you.
Being woke triggers something in your mind that further helps you see something.
Man.
Like, is that woke? You know what I mean?
Look. I don't use it. I took my woke card and I put it. I don't even use it. You know how you got like a card you never use, or
on mine I got one in the mail and I put return to sender.
Yeah, I'm cool off of what. Yeah, I'm cool off of what you gonna hear me saying, man.
Cards are only for the female species.
Man,
no,
it's not. No, it's not. A lot of white folks use the word woke like that. Like
white folks, they should not be using that.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh, dude. I'm gonna send you. Hey, listen. I'm gonna send you a YouTube video when we get off this live. I'm gonna send you a YouTube video of somebody breaking down woke, right? And I mean, they spent some time on it, and it's 100% wrong.
Woke is for 20 to 35, maybe 20 to 30 something is woke.
Mm-hmm.
You in your 40s, you're not woke.
Yeah, you're not saying
awake.
that. You've been awake.
You're awake. Yeah. Woke is for the newbies.
Yeah.
The ones coming up. The ones that you woke and playing on my top.
Yeah.
That's a combination.
Well, what I will say,
I know you've been playing on my top.
What I will say is that there was some things that the woman was right about. When she was saying that black women were the most educated, that's been a narrative. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with sisters being educated because they've always been educated. Our mother is very, very educated, right? But the most educated are Asian women. They're outpacing everyone. Black men, black women, white men, all of that. They're outpacing everyone.
That starts in the house.
Well, no, the point.
TVs in the house. They don't have any kind of recreation in the house. Their only thing in the house is to learn, read books, and learn. That's it.
Yeah.
If we took that out of the households of African Americans, whites, or Hispanics, you would have the same results.
Right.
This Asians, they don't
They're
get to live a good
disciplined.
life as kids. They're
Yeah.
disciplined.
They're
They
disciplined.
don't get to, but fuck that. I'd rather live the life that we all live as blacks, whites, and Hispanics, because those people are able to live their childhood. They're able to live as kids.
Right.
They're able to enjoy that. When you're an Asian, you're not going to enjoy none of that shit. Your life
Even
is
here,
made
no,
built on
that
success.
that stat is here in the United States.
Yes. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter where you're at. If you're
Well-
that race, that's what it's about.
Well, yeah, of course. But the reason why I brought that up was because once someone, and I'm not even going to single this woman out, once someone gets a hold of some information, it spreads, right? A lot of people don't do no research. It's just, yeah, you heard, da, 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 da. And the thing that people got to understand is sometimes when you're beating your chest about what you are or what you've accomplished, who does that matter to and who is benefiting off of that? You understand what I'm saying? So she was right as far as, or she was right as far as in pointing out the fact that no, you're not the most educated group, but that doesn't take away the fact that you're educated. It doesn't take away the fact that you can get a good job. It shouldn't be about the most anything. It should be about what you're doing, who's benefiting off of it, that you want to benefit off of it, and how it's suiting your life and making your life comfortable. Once you start making it a competitive whatever, it turns into a whole different conversation.
Most Asians strive in business and finance.
For sure. For sure.
That's what they rule, as well as more, and
And the medical field.
Indian race, but they're even the Indian race, but they're considered Asians too.
East Asian.
So, yeah, East Asian. So that's what they strive in: business, mathematics, finances, putting dollars together, right? Over in America, we just strive as functioning,
Right.
trying to get that education or trying to build business.
Mm-hmm. True.
Those are the differences. Asians, it's just straight business from coming out the womb until they go to the casket. It's business, it's money. You don't never see Asians kicking it at comedy clubs, concerts, functions. No, it's business. It's straight computers and money. That's it.
It's a cultural thing.
Computers and money.
It's a cultural thing.
Yes.
And what I will say too is the other thing that the lady brought up in the clip is she started off straight disrespect, like Tupac hit him up. Black women are the dumbest people on the. I was just like, first of all, her being a black woman saying that was confusing, but I feel like that was the hook to keep you watching. But it's interesting to me the different angles that a lot of these women are coming from, because I just played several clips.
Black women hate black women.
No, I know that.
That's always been a thing.
Yeah, I know that. But
That's all. You always know the thing I go to. The thing I go to all the damn time, and I'll tie them both in together.
okay,
Is we as black people, this is one of the most diabolical, nasty, grimy work of all times. Black women can have their business selling black hair products, and nobody will walk their black ass in that store. But you will go to these Asian ran stores and spend your last fucking $300 on a new hat. That right there tells you everything you need to know. Black women hate black women. They're not going to go, not all, but the majority are going to go to that Asian shop and buy their hat before they put $1 in another black woman's pocket. I hate that.
Oh,
I know hate is a strong word, but I'm standing on it. I
oh
hate
yeah,
that.
yeah. Well, I seen a quote, and the sisters might fall into this category as well, and I live by it. Because I understood it the minute I heard it. It said, "Don't ever get upset about not understanding women because women hate women and they understand each other."
Oh, they do.
And and
That, that's why men. That's why men. We can get pissed off and be dapping the next day.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We could throw hands
Women
and we
get
could be
pissed
straight.
off,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's heat for 6 months.
yeah. Or
It's
life.
just the difference.
Or
Yeah, or
life.
life.
Or
It's
life
just the
over something
difference.
small. Yeah, 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 yeah.
It's just the difference. Now, like I say, like I always say, not all women, but the majority.
Right.
Not all men, but the majority. So these are some of the things I'm talking about. Man, that's just where I'm at with it.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
agree with you. I agree with you. But yeah, it like I said, man, the different elements, different perspectives on the women, I thought was interesting, man. I definitely wanted to get your take, man. But yo, you definitely need to get up out of there. I know it's late where you at, but before we
man,
get out of here,
like it's probably like midnight.
let the people know where they can find King Bleak and what you're working on, man. Before we get out of here,
They can't find me, bro.
okay?
I try and stay hidden, man. You know what I'm saying? I try and stay hidden.
I thought you
They
was gonna
can't.
shout out the Bleak, man, but they can't find you. They can't find you, man.
They can't find me.
They can't find me.
They can't find me. It's Bleak Empire anything, but they
Yeah.
can't find me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to be found. I'm
I
just
feel
trying
you.
to get my little input on life period. You know what I mean?
Yup. Yup.
But I appreciate everybody that tuned in and got a little bit, and people in the comments and whatnot, and any of my people that came in straight up.
Yeah, we
So
definitely appreciate it.
and definitely we're gonna work on I don't know if y'all can hear me. I know a couple people hit me up and said it was something like an echo or something. So I gotta get my stuff figured out. I think it's going through here, and then maybe I don't know. Anyway, I'm just trying to get it in. But that's it. You can find me anywhere. Bleak Empire Squad, whatever. And that's all I got.
Yeah, man. Well, I appreciate y'all. I echo the same words. Appreciate you guys tuning into the Epic Lounge Network, the Thoughts of Dizzy show. We're gonna be trying to do these all the time, and the panel might get bigger, man. So some of y'all that's in the comments being bold, we might put y'all on stage and get some perspective, man. We just gotta
I
keep
got
it.
a couple I want to put on the show.
Oh yeah, I already know. We building. But anyways,
I got
man.
a couple I want to put on the show.
Well, we finna get up out of here, man. And I'm gonna tap in with you until the next time, man.
Appreciate y'all.
All right, man. In a minute. Peace.